Hello everyone. I'm Hana, and welcome back to Hana's Japan Radio. Oh my gosh, okay, I am so happy you're here today because today's episode is one I have been wanting to do for such a long time. We are talking about Tokyo versus Kyoto. Two sides of Japan. And I say, versus, but honestly, it's less of a battle and more like two sisters who are very, very different but both completely wonderful in their own way. You know? Okay, so I should say right away, I am from Kyoto. Born and raised. So yes, I might be a little bit biased. Just a little. Haha, okay, so let me try to be fair. I really will try. But if I accidentally get too poetic about Kyoto, please forgive me. It's home, you know? It gets into your heart in this very quiet, very deep way. Let me start by painting a picture for you. Imagine you land in Japan for the first time. You take the Shinkansen, the bullet train, smooth and almost silent, and you arrive in Tokyo. The doors open and you step out into everything. Just everything all at once. The noise, the lights, the crowds moving like water around you, the screens flashing, someone announcing something over the speakers, a smell of ramen drifting from somewhere you can't even locate. Tokyo is big. Like, genuinely one of the largest cities in the entire world. Around 14 million people in the city proper, and if you count the greater metropolitan area, we are talking close to 37 or 38 million people. Can you believe that? That is more than the entire population of many, many countries. It is enormous and buzzing and electric and honestly a little overwhelming in the most exciting way possible. Now imagine you take that same Shinkansen a little further west, about 2.5 hours, and you step off in Kyoto. And the air just changes. I don't know how to explain it better than that. It gets quieter. Softer somehow. You can hear a bicycle bell in the distance. There are mountains, actual mountains, kind of surrounding the city, like they're holding it gently. And there is this smell, especially in autumn, of fallen leaves and something almost smoky and sweet. Kyoto has about 1.4 million people. It's not a tiny city by any means, but after Tokyo, it feels like taking a deep breath for the very first time. And the history, oh, the history. This is my favorite part. Okay, so Tokyo is the capital of Japan now, right? It became the capital in 1869, when the emperor moved there during the Meiji era, this big period of modernization when Japan was opening itself up to the rest of the world after centuries of being quite closed off. Before that, Tokyo was called Edo. It was important, yes, but it was not the imperial seat. That was Kyoto. Kyoto was the capital of Japan for over 1,000 years. 1,000 years. From 794 all the way to 1869. So when you walk through Kyoto, you are walking through layers and layers of history that just sit there quietly in the stones and the wood and the moss. There are over 1,600 Buddhist temples in Kyoto. Over 400 Shinto shrines. UNESCO World Heritage Sites, 17 of them. 17. In one city. I remember when I was maybe 8 years old, my Obaken, my grandmother, she took me to Fushimi Inari Taisha very early in the morning. And I mean early. The sun was barely up. She packed onigiri, rice balls, wrapped in plastic, and we walked through those thousands of torii gates, those bright orange-red gates that lined the mountain path, and there was almost no one else there. Just us and the birds and the sound of our footsteps. And I remember thinking, this place is so old. Even at 8 years old I felt it. This place has been here so much longer than me, longer than my Obaken, longer than anyone I could imagine. It gave me this feeling I still don't have a perfect word for in English. In Japanese we sometimes say, Aware, well, actually, mono no aware, this bittersweet sense of the beauty and impermanence of things. Kyoto teaches you that feeling without even trying. Tokyo, on the other hand, teaches you something completely different. Tokyo teaches you that the future is already here and it is wild. You want to talk about innovation? About fashion that doesn't exist anywhere else on earth? About convenience stores, konbini, we call them, that sell hot food and fresh sushi and pay your bills and print your documents all at 3 in the morning? That is Tokyo. There is a neighborhood called Akihabara where every building is stacked floor to floor with electronics, manga, anime merchandise, arcades. It is sensory overload in the absolute best way if that's your thing. And then there's Harajuku, where fashion goes to be completely reinvented. Or Shibuya, with that crossing, the famous Shibuya Scramble crossing, where hundreds and hundreds of people cross from every single direction all at once and somehow nobody crashes into each other. I went once when I was 16 on a school trip and I stood there with my mouth just open. Haha. But here is something interesting I want to share, because I think it surprises a lot of people. Even Tokyo, as modern and futuristic as it is, has this incredibly deep traditional side hiding inside it. There are old Shitamachi neighborhoods. Shitamachi means downtown, the old low city, places like Yanaka or Asakusa, where you can walk down narrow streets lined with small wooden shops and feel like you've gone back in time. Sensoji Temple in Asakusa is stunning. Lanterns glowing, incense smoke curling up into the sky, the smell of ninjiyaki, little cake-shaped sweets, filled with red bean paste, being made right there on the street. I wonder if it's similar in your country? That feeling of finding something ancient right in the middle of something very modern? Now, the food. I cannot do a Kyoto versus Tokyo episode without talking about food, obviously. Okay, so Kyoto cuisine, we call it kyoryuri, is delicate. It's subtle. It's about finding the absolute pure flavor of each ingredient, very clean, very precise. Tofu is huge in Kyoto. Yudofu, silken tofu simmered in a delicate kombu broth, just barely seasoned, and you eat it in a quiet restaurant with paper screens and a little garden outside, and it is somehow one of the most satisfying things you have ever tasted. Kaiseki is another Kyoto specialty, this multi-course traditional meal where every single dish is like a tiny piece of art. My mom would sometimes make a simplified version at home for special occasions and I would sit at the table feeling like the fanciest person alive. Haha. Tokyo food is everything. Because Tokyo has absorbed food from every region of Japan and beyond. You can eat the most incredible ramen, slurping hot noodles with this rich, deep broth at midnight standing at a tiny counter with salarymen on either side of you. You can eat sushi so fresh it barely touched the plate before it reached your mouth. There's manjiyaki in Tsukishima, this bubbly, almost liquid savory pancake you cook yourself on a hot iron griddle, kind of messy and completely delicious. Oh my gosh, even thinking about it. Tokyo has more Michelin-starred restaurants than any other city on the planet, by the way. More than Paris, more than New York. Japan takes food extremely seriously and Tokyo is the ultimate proof of that. Can I tell you one more personal memory? Because I think it captures Kyoto in a way no facts really can. Every summer when I was a child, Kyoto holds the Gion Matsuri, the Gion Festival. It is one of the oldest and most famous festivals in all of Japan, going back to the year 869. I know. 869. It lasts the whole month of July and the highlight is these enormous, beautiful floats, yamaboko, parading through the city streets. My obaken would dress me in my yukata, my casual summer kimono, light cotton with a pattern of little morning glories, and we would walk to the festival together as the sun went down. And the smell, oh, the smell of that night. Yakitori grilling on skewers, the sweetness of candied apples, yakisoba noodles frying hot and fragrant on iron griddles, the whole street just warm and glowing with paper lanterns. I would hold her hand and look up at those massive floats moving through the ancient streets and feel so incredibly lucky to be from this place. I still feel that way. Every single year. Tokyo has incredible festivals too, of course, the Sumida River fireworks in summer, Sanjo Matsuri in Asakusa, the incredible Awa Odori Dance Festival. The energy is electric and enormous and so much fun. But Kyoto's festivals feel different. They feel like they're holding something, protecting something, like the city itself is participating. I think if I had to sum up the two cities in just a few words, and this is completely my personal feeling, okay, so please take it with a little grain of salt, I would say Tokyo is about possibility. The sense that anything could happen, anything could be invented, anything could exist. And Kyoto is about continuity. The sense that something precious has been carried forward across 1,000 years and it is still here, still breathing, still beautiful. Both of those feelings are so important. And honestly, Japan is both of those things at once. That's what makes it such a special, special place. You don't have to choose one or the other. You just have to experience both and let them both surprise you in completely different ways. If you ever come to Japan, and oh, I really hope you do someday, please don't just stay in one city. Take the Shinkansen. Feel the shift. Let Tokyo dazzle you and let Kyoto quiet you. Eat everything. Walk the old streets. Sit in a temple garden for a few minutes without your phone out and just listen. You will carry that feeling home with you forever. I promise. Okay everyone, that is our episode for today. Oh gosh, I could honestly talk about this forever, but I think that's a beautiful place to stop. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It really means the world. If you have been to Tokyo or Kyoto, or if you're dreaming of going, I would love to hear about it. Reach out, leave a comment, send a message. This little radio show is so much warmer because of all of you listening from around the world. I'm Hana, and I'll see you in the next episode. Mata ni, see you soon. Take care of yourselves, okay? Bye bye.